has almost quadrupled in the past 5 years, as collections for food banks have become a commonplace sight in supermarkets and high streets. The charity says the latest increase has been driven by benefits and low wages, not keeping up with rising living costs, such as housing and utility bills. But the Department for Work and Pensions says that the reasons for using food banks are often complex, and it rejects any link between the benefit system and demand for emergency food supplies.
Well, while the politicians and people will argue about the stats that are on offer, our reporter Jfhgraves has been out in the streets of Blackburn today to ask the question, why do you think food banks use is actually increasing?
The cost of living is going up, but the wages aren't with it. And then you've got those like on benefits, and their money doesn't go up. You know, they can't strike for it, can they? You know, so I think it's wrong. We never used to do it before. I mean, you're very rare you heard of food banks. You hear them a lot now.
I don't understand why in this day and age there is so many having to do it. I think it's where people are falling in between. I think this universal credit's a bit of a mess. I mean, it's a dreadful state of affairs, isn't it?
How do you feel about so many people having to rely on food banks?
I think there's something wrong with our society if they are having to do it. I think there's a lot of different causes, and I do regularly put in at the supermarket myself for food on a regular basis, but I'm not too sure as to why there are so many at the moment.
My daughter's a nurse, and I hear stories of nurses having to use food banks, and I think that is awful. When people who work for a living have to use food banks, that is bad.
I think it's a disgrace. Yeah, absolute disgrace. Low wages, high rents, and yeah, basically people haven't got enough money to live on, have they?
It's very sad, isn't it? In today's day and age, things are so expensive for people and they're struggling to provide for themselves.
Do you know anyone at all that uses a food bank?
My stepdaughter did. I think a lot of it is down to benefits and sanctions. It's terrible that more and more people that are working are even having to use them.
Yeah, it's amazing how many people are so astute and know so much about it as well. Only a few years back, none of us knew what a food bank was. That's quite an amazing thing, isn't it? Earlier today, I spoke to Joanna Young from Morecambe Food